guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be focused on traveling with a toddler, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my top 5 gadgets or top 5 travel items that work best when traveling with a toddler. This would work for flying on an airplane like we typically do, or this would also work for being in the car or going on a road trip, something like that. So today's video is actually in collaboration with one of my friends here on YouTube. Her name is Allie and she's from WonderfullyAle. I'm so happy Allie and I have connected. She is so sweet and so genuine, and her content is really interesting. She actually was a flight attendant prior to being on maternity leave for her new baby. I'm also going to insert just a little bio of Allie right here so you guys can meet her and get to know her.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie and I'm so excited to be collabing with Caitlyn for this video, especially on this particular video because, as you know, Caitlyn does travel a lot and I'm actually a flight attendant, so traveling is my job. And I do have a little bit of experience with traveling with kids. I do have a 5-year-old little boy. I'm also pregnant with baby number 2. I am due any day now. So head on over to my channel after you finish watching Caitlyn's video so you guys can see how I balance the flight attendant life and motherhood. So like I said, once you finish watching Caitlyn's video, head on over to my channel so you can see what my tips are for flying with kids. And again, so excited to be meeting all of you. I hope you guys enjoy this collaboration and I hope to see you over on my channel.
Alright, let's go ahead and get started. And also I do want to make this known, about 2 weeks ago is when we got back from our most recent trip, and that was my daughter's 20th flight. So she's been on a lot of flights. She's only 18 months old. So by now I feel like I've really figured out what works best for traveling with a toddler. Also, one thing I did forget to say too, whenever I have traveled with my toddler, actually every single time I've traveled for her 20 flights, I've been solo. It's been just me. I have not had help at all. And whether you're traveling solo with your child, or even if you have your husband there or significant other there to help, this is going to help you. It is a backpack diaper bag. The reason you want a backpack diaper bag is because your hands are going to be free. You might have to be holding your baby, you might have to be pushing a stroller or, you know, carrying your luggage, something like that. A backpack diaper bag is going to be so perfect for traveling. So I actually have 3 different diaper bags right here that I have used while traveling with my toddler, and I thought I would just quickly review each one and tell you why I like it or why I don't like it. So the very first one is the Jujube diaper bag, backpack style. I just like the design of this, and I feel like it's been super easy to stay organized in this bag. So this is my favorite one to travel with. My second favorite one to travel with is this one right here. And this one is by Sage & Harper. I really like this one too. Again, it's a backpack style. The only thing that makes it a little bit more difficult to find things in this bag when you're traveling is because this is a deeper bag. So this one is more shallow, I guess, so things don't get lost as easily, but this one seems to have a little bit more room. So there's pros and cons to each one, don't get me wrong, but this has been another good bag to travel with. So this is the Lily Jade diaper bag, and this I do not like traveling with at all. And the reason I don't like traveling with this is because the backpack is actually kind of hard to put on, especially with one hand. So you kind of, I mean, let me show you. It's just kind of hard to find that second strap to put on. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little picky, but when I have 2 others that are easier to put on, this one comes in 3rd place, I guess. Okay, so the next item has been a lifesaver for us, and I'm sure everybody's gonna say this who makes a video like this, but it's an iPad or some kind of tablet that they can watch movies on. And we actually purchased this little cover from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. And this really helps protect it, and also she can hold it and watch it. Plus it will stand up like on its own, like on a table or something. So I was able to actually set this on the little tray that folds down on the airplane, and she was able to set it right there and watch it. And it worked really well. But when you do have an iPad, you can actually download movies, and I've gotten some questions on this, so I figured I'd answer in this video. But we have Amazon Prime, and I've been able to download some movies from Amazon Prime, and then they're on my iPad. You have to purchase the movie, and then when it's on your iPad, you can download it, and then once it's downloaded to your iPad, you can actually watch it with or without Wi-Fi. So it makes it really convenient, especially when you're out and about and you really need to distract them with something. This works really well. Another way you can get movies on your iPad is through Netflix. If you guys have a Netflix account, you can actually download certain movies, not every single movie, but certain movies. So one thing I want to recommend if you have a toddler who's about Scarlett's age, give them choices. So on this iPad, I have Frozen, Tangled, Sing, and Trolls. And then I also have a few episodes of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, so I always give her an option and say, do you want to watch this one? Do you want to watch this one? And she usually picks one. Sometimes if she watches the same movie over and over, just like us adults, we get tired of it. So I try to give her options. I also try to download something new before we leave just so she can have something new to watch and it may be a little bit more entertaining. Toddlers thrive off of newness, so anything you can introduce them to that is new while you're traveling is really going to help. So with the iPad, I went ahead and bought these headphones, and these are by, I think they're called Buddy Phones. I bought these at Target. I think they were $20. Somebody on Instagram recommended these to me and they work great. These are actually made for children. I think the age is 3 and up, but I mean, they could still work for younger. But I like these because you can't turn the volume up or blast the volume or something like that, so they do protect their ears. However, Scarlett would not wear these at all, so we didn't actually use them, but they would work great if you can get your toddler to use them. So I do recommend these. My kid just won't keep them on. So the third item that I'm going to recommend while traveling is to have some kind of stroller that will allow you to lay it back and let them lay down. You might have a layover, you might need them to take a nap or something, and the stroller is probably going to be the best option unless you have one of those children who will fall asleep in your arms or fall asleep on you, but we're just not like that. Scarlett wants her space, and so I have to have a designated spot for her to sleep. If she does fall asleep on me on the airplane, it's a miracle, but that doesn't typically happen. So I've traveled with an umbrella stroller. I've used the Cosado, I think I said that right, the Cosado stroller, and it works good. It also reclines. I've recently just been using my Baby Jogger City Go stroller, and it's a lot bigger, but I like this stroller to travel with better because it's a 3-wheel stroller and I can push it with one hand. And believe it or not, that is actually a huge thing to me when I'm traveling, to be able to push with one hand, because I may have to be on my phone trying to figure out flight times or something like that, so I can do it with both. I can push and then be on my phone or whatever I'm trying to do. It's big and it's bulky, and you would think it would be hard to travel with, but it's actually been easier for me to travel with a bigger stroller than a smaller stroller. My main concern when traveling with my Baby Jogger is I was worried it was going to get torn up or ruined or, you know, something like that. And so I did purchase a stroller cover for it. I didn't get the Baby Jogger one, I just bought a cheap one off of Amazon, and it worked great, don't get me wrong, but as I started traveling more, it just became a hassle to put the stroller bag on the stroller. Because let me just break this down for you. When you're traveling alone, you have your baby, you're taking your stroller all the way to the gate, and before you get on the airplane, you have to collapse your stroller and then you can walk onto the airplane. And so it was becoming really difficult for me to set Scarlett down, collapse the stroller, get this bag over the stroller, which is not easy. Get the bag over the stroller and then get on the plane and pick up all my bags and get on the plane. So in the moment, it was just becoming more of a hassle than anything. So now I don't put a bag on my stroller or anything and just hope for the best. And honestly, it's been fine. We haven't had any issues, but I do know people who've had their strollers broken on the airplanes, so and they don't cover that. Typically, the airplanes do not cover damage. They only cover if it's lost. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Overall, some kind of stroller that allows you to recline, especially if you have a layover or something like that, is going to be extremely helpful. So I've shared this next item in a couple of my videos. I know I shared it in my toddler must-have videos, but it has been great for being at the airport. And this is actually not the exact one we use, but this is a gather mat. We actually used a smaller version. It's the one that's under our high chair. I just didn't feel like getting it out, and this one was close to me, but they're the same thing. This one's just a larger size. Basically, all this is an all leather mat. I like bringing this with us because on the past couple trips we've been on, we've had layovers. We've had like an hour to 2 hour layover, and this has been so nice to find a secluded area where there's nobody around, maybe a window, and I'll get Scarlett some lunch, I'll sit her down on it, I'll change her diaper on it, whatever. Honestly, if you guys don't want to get a mat like that or don't have something like that, a blanket would work as well. Just bring a large blanket that they could sit down on, whatever. So that is definitely what I would recommend, having something like that. So my fifth and final travel gadget or travel items to bring is kind of a category, I guess, of two different things. So I'm gonna categorize this as Target dollar spot items and forbidden foods. So let me just break this down. I do go to the Target dollar spot and spend maybe like $5 or $6 and pick up a few things that are really going to be new to her and interesting to her and that I'm not gonna worry about if we get ruined on the plane or I want to throw away afterwards if, you know, they got gross from the airplane, I don't know. So I always go either to the dollar store or the Target dollar spot and pick stuff up like that. I have a few videos that I share more into details about this. I'll link down below as well. But overall, a few things that I really like to get are stickers, the gel clings that go on the windows, any kind of coloring thing. She really likes to color. Anything that I think is going to catch her attention that I can whip out of my bag really fast and entertain her with. The second part of this is the forbidden foods. And what I mean by that is anything you don't typically feed your child on a day-to-day basis is going to be categorized as a forbidden food. So for an example, on my last flight, my flight to my destination was terrible with Scarlett. So I was trying to think what's gonna work on her way back home that's really going to help this be a better experience. And my dad had the idea to go get her some Dum Dum lollipops. And he was genius because this was seriously like a game changer, a lifesaver. This helped so well. Scarlett doesn't typically eat candy. She doesn't have lollipops. She doesn't have a lot of sugar like that typically. So they were new to her. They were fresh to her. She was interested in them. So I packed a bag full of Dum Dums and I pulled one out when we were reaching our breaking point. Obviously, you don't want to reward bad behavior. You know, I get that. You don't want to reward behavior with food. I get that, but when you're traveling, I feel like those rules don't apply, especially when you're traveling solo. You're honestly just in survival mode to get from one destination to another. So whatever works, works. So yes, the Dum Dums were amazing, some kind of lollipop. I'm gonna recommend bringing way more than one, and the reason for that being is because she kept dropping them on the floor, and I had to take it and throw it away, and then I'd replace it with a new one and, you know, tell her not to drop it, but she'd do it again because she's a toddler. Yeah, I'm trying to prevent as many germs as possible from getting in her mouth from the airport. But I'm not gonna lie, she dropped it once, put it back in her mouth, and at that point I'm like, what can I do? What can you do? So I want to share just a few other examples of some forbidden foods in our home. Not that I don't want her eating these, but they're just not foods that we typically buy or that I typically get her. So M&Ms are one. She loves M&Ms. Those have been helpful, although she likes to hold on to them and then they get really messy and chocolate's everywhere. So I try not to get those too often, but I do know they work. Also Pringles, she loves Pringles. I don't know why, but on our last flight, I went to the little convenience store at the airport and bought her a little package of Pringles and she loved them. They were great. They were great. Another item that I've done, and I have shared this before, but I've actually made a Cheerio necklace before and those have been so helpful. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of planning before your trip, but all you do is just take a piece of string some Cheerios through it or some Fruit Loops or whatever you want to put on your Cheerio necklace and tie it up and then pull it out when you're on the airplane. They think it's so cool. They're fascinated by it. At least Scarlett was, so that has been another hit for us. Alright you guys, I think that wraps up this video. I think I've touched base on everything that is an essential to us while we travel. If you guys want to see some more traveling focused videos with my toddler, I'll leave a playlist down below that you guys can watch. Don't forget to head on over to Allie's video next and make sure to watch her video with her 5 travel gadgets for her child, her 5-year-old. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!